Hey guys, welcome to AF Farms for this beginner's tutorial on Elm Creek for brand new players. So if you're new to the Farming Simulator franchise and you're looking to get started on the road to your first $1 million, then you've come to the right place. So we're about to load up into Elm Creek for the first time. Brand new save game, starting from new farmer mode, so the beginner setting, if you will, and we're going to dive straight into it and get underway. So follow along with me. So this video series is going to be designed for you to follow along with me as we go through. So I'll be explaining my strategy as to what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, with the plan to get to that $1 million of income ASAP. So let's get underway. So first of all, character creation. So you've got a couple of options here. Spend as much time here as you like customizing your character. You can always change this later, so I'm just going to go our John Deere overalls, and I'm going to go with just a normal looking face. So let's select that, facial hair. So you can change your appearance at any stage in the in-game menu, so it's not super critical what you pick to begin with. But obviously pick what you like, build out your character the way you want, and then once you're ready, hit confirm, and you're in. So the game will start with a basic tutorial, and what we will do is we'll run through the tutorial, and then once the tutorial is finished, we will get underway with our farming plan. So what I would encourage you to do if you're a first time player, have a read of all these things. First thing we've got to do, I believe, okay, so enter the guided tour. So what it does is we've got so first thing we want to do is turn the minimap on, okay, which we've got there, and we want to jump into the harvester. Next thing we want to do is attach this header, so press X, cool. I've got to unfold the harvester, which is L1 and X. Turn the harvester on. Yep. R2 to accelerate. And we are away. So you've got up and down on the D-pad will zoom you in and out, and then your right analog stick will rotate you around. Good, so far so good. Usually, however, you'll have a lot to do. Blah blah blah, hire a helper. So what we're going to do now is hire a helper. So you just press circle, and now that this field is being tended to and harvested by our worker. So job done. Alright, let's cruise on over to our tractor over here. So obviously read those instructions, take your time with it, but I'm just sort of cruising through this because I've already done this before. Alright, guided tour. Fields that have been harvested need to be cultivated before they can sow are new. This field has been harvested recently and now needs somebody to cultivate it. Enter the vehicle and attach the attachment. So square to enter, attach the cultivator and attach the front weight. Excellent. Alright, so we need to press triangle to switch our tools around. So I just want to make sure our tool menu is on. So help window should be on, interactive zone markers should be on, info trigger should be on, and field info should be on. So I believe I had these turned off in my general settings from a prior game, but yours should display as being on, okay? If they're not, this is where you need to turn them on to get some additional information about your game. So here we go, we've got top left corner there, our controls, and what we can do is we can cycle between our front attachment, so we can lower the weight and we can raise it, and if we press triangle again, we're now onto our cultivator, we can raise it and lower it. So what we want to do is get into our field, lower the cultivator, zoom out a little bit, and now we've started cultivating the field. Drive up to the green marker here, it'll ask us to hire a worker. So we switch vehicle, And I believe now, yep, so we're on to seeding. So fields that have been cultivated are ready to be sown. For this you need to use a sowing machine. Get into the tractor and attach the attachment. So looks like we've got a seeder and a weight, so let's attach that there. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Since it's August, you can only crop canola. So what we need to do is we need to select our seeder. So we press triangle. So top left there you see the front and rear highlighted tool. So we're on the seeder at the moment. If we hold down L1, press triangle, we scroll over to canola. So you can see where it says triangle, select seed, canola. Now we're on to canola. We want to press X now to unfold the seeder. So that's unfolded. Now all we're going to do is drive up, and this time we're going to hit worker straight away, so circle. So that's now driving the vehicle for us. There we go. So now you've got the hang of it. You can continue later if you want, or hire another helper. As you can see, it's important to know what plants can be sown in each season. Consult the crop calendar in the menu to get an overview. Alright, let's switch to the next tractor. So the next one is going to be this one here. So as soon as the harvester's tank is full, or even before that, you can unload its contents. So let's have a look. So we've got the tractor here. Press square to enter. Attach the trailer. Okay, so those additional instructions it gave us was to open the cover and close the cover. So if we hold L1, press left on the D-pad, that'll open the cover. Left on the D-pad again will close it. So obviously we need the cover open to receive our crop from our combine harvester. Once it's closed, obviously nothing can get in there. So let's go over to our combine. So obviously R2 to accelerate. Our combine is, where is it? Just here. So we'll wait for him to come back around on his next pass, and we'll drive up alongside and we'll unload while we're on the go. So we're just going to wait for the worker to do his turn. Alright, so he is almost in position. So these workers are almost going to get in the way of each other, which should be a bit annoying, but... Alright, now I think we've got crop destruction turned on currently, so what we're actually doing here is probably destroying a whole bunch of crop. Yeah, we are. So what I'll do is once we do this little tutorial, I'll run through which settings. So we just dismiss that worker by pressing circle, and I'm going to position this harvester over here. So once you are piped out, so wheat's being dumped into the trailer, wait till it's done, blah blah blah. So if you want to pipe out your harvester manually, you hold L1 and press down on the D-pad, and you can see the pipe out function there. So we'll just let this guy unload the rest of the crop. We will hire the worker once more. Now we'll jump out and we'll jump into the tractor. And let's see where we've got to go. Alright, so there's a green trigger over in the corner. Let's just go back into the tutorial menu. So great. Wheat is being dumped into your trailer. Wait until it is done and then drive the tractor trailer to the spot indicated on the map. Touch the exclamation mark there. So if we get out of the way of this tractor quickly, and we go out to the large map. Okay, we can't quite see where it is at the moment. So to get your map up and open, it's L1 and then push L3. And then you can cycle through large map, no map, circle map, which will rotate to the compass, or a fixed view small square. So I'm just going to leave it on the small square, and we are going to drive over to the direction of that green beam of light, and watch out for the traffic, obviously. Now, rather than holding R2 to accelerate the whole time, I'm going to engage L1 and R1 and toggle cruise control, and you can see our speedometer where it's going up 20, 24, 25. Just below that it says 39. 39 is the current selected cruise control speed. So if I want to change the cruise control speed, all I need to do is hold L1, R1 on the left analog stick, press down, and now you can see our speed is changing, and the cruise control is now active at that speed. So the cruise control will default to the fastest vehicle speed, but you can change it if you want to, based on whatever job you're doing. So if you're unloading next to a combine and you want to match the speed of the combine, you can obviously adjust your speed down to keep pace with it while it's unloading. But in this situation, we want full speed so we can get to where we've got to go much quicker. So let's drive on over, just double check the big map to see exactly where we're headed. And yeah, we'll be spending a lot of time here, so we'll get to know all the areas and sell points and what you need to do. But for now, we are just going to wrap up this tutorial. So obviously you have to do the tutorial first, which is definitely beneficial if you're a new player. And then we will I'll give you my own sort of tutorial as we go through. So we're going to cruise around to the right here. This tractor is a little bit on the slow side, but getting the job done. Now I think we are going to one of the sell points, which might be the animal dealer. We'll see when we get there. So we've got various fields around here that we can purchase. So it's the farmer's market, so let's cruise in on the back here. Now what you want to do is drive up to the trigger, okay, which is this exclamation mark. So this should trigger off our next part of the tour. The unloading station is the one place on the map where you can sell your harvest. You can check the current price of all products by opening the menu and going to the prices screen. So to open the menu, we push options, use L1 or R1 to scroll down to the price section. So we've got some wheat on board, and Johnson's Farmers Market is currently where we are. So if I tag place, that green beacon becomes active again. If I go back in there, push my D-pad over to the right, highlight Johnson's Farmers Market again and press X, that's now untagged. So we're in the right place for the tutorial. What we're going to do in this case is drive up to this trigger point, and we get a start overloading icon. Now with the trailer, you can see if I hold down R1, it's got tip side back, grain door, tip side left, and tip side right. So what will happen is whichever one of these we pick, it's going to overload in that direction. So we're going to go tip side back, and we're going to press triangle. And what will happen is this trailer will elevate, and that grain door will open, and that crop will go into the sell point, and we just made $3,000. So nicely done. Selling your crops is the main way to earn money as a farmer. Let's drive over to the shop where the final exclamation mark is located. The flashing diamond indicates it on your map. Okay, so let's have a look where we need to go. It's not really showing us, is it? So there we go, got another green beam of light over there. So what we've got to do, so we're going back onto cruise control. We might put our cover back on, obviously don't run into the wall. And we're going to drive over to the shop. Now the shop is basically where you go to purchase and lease tools and equipment. So we'll have a good look at the shop and I'll run you through what the next steps are. So first thing we're going to do is get a faster tractor, because this thing is very slow and we want to be able to get our product to and from where we need it to go much quicker. So I'll get our map back on. Alright, so while we're waiting for that, actually I will drive there so you guys can see where we've got to go. And I don't want to sort of cut out any steps at this early stage. So to our left here is the animal dealer. So that's where you can buy livestock. This is just a decorative building on the left, nothing to really worry about. Coming up on our right is just another decorative area. Doesn't actually do much. Up in the hills there's a couple of sell points, but we'll get to those later on. Just over this overpass on the left is another set of sell points, and then there's a highway that runs obviously through where the white arrow icon on the map there you can see. So that highway connects the north and south section of the map. So if you need to sort of get from A to B, over in that section over there is a couple of factories and sell points. Got a series of sort of big fields down here, and then this is sort of the main road that runs through the main part of the farm. So we've got a couple of sell points in here. I think it's just the grocery mart, and just over to our left here I think is where you can customize your character. And then we've got our farm, our starter farm, farmhouse, silo, a couple of decorative barns, and a few other tractors. So we just passed the gas station on the left, so that's where we can get fuel. And then there's a little I can't remember what it's called, but it's a sell point just next to the gas station. Moving along on the right here, we've got the bakery. So not this building to our right, but a little bit further. So this one just here, where this little blue icon is, so that's our bakery. So we can purchase that at a later stage. And we're almost at the shop here, so we're just going to pull in to that exclamation mark. And that should be the end of the tutorial. Okay, so here we go. This is where you can sell vehicles and tools or buy new equipment. You can either visit the shop in person or by activating the shop symbol in front of it or the trigger. Or trigger it where pressing the button below as shown. Okay, that's the end of the tour. Visit the help menu for more in-depth information. Good luck in the world of farming. Okay. So this is the shop. Okay, what we've got here is the help menu. Okay, so this will give you additional information about any of the steps in the game that you've got questions about. The actual shop trigger here is this one. So press L3, and now we can enter the shop. Another way to enter the shop is just press the, I forget what it's called, but the large pad in the middle of your controller. That will also open it up. And over here we've got the vehicle workshop. So this is where you come to repair vehicles. So obviously we've got nothing parked in this trigger area, which is identified by the yellow and black corner tape. So if we park a vehicle in here, get out, come over to this icon, it'll give us options to repair a vehicle. Alright, so that is basically the guided tour done and dusted. So what we'll do for the remainder of this episode is talk about settings. So first thing you want to do, open up your main menu, and we'll go through each one. So first one is your map view. Okay. Next one down is your worker menu. Next one below that is your crop calendar, which we're going to turn off shortly, and I'll explain why. Below that, we've got our weather. Okay, so this tells you what the weather forecast is, whether it's going to be rainy, sunny, etc. Below that, we've got our prices menu. So it tells you what crops and what productions are worth throughout your playthrough. So obviously the name of the game is to farm product and then sell it at the best price possible. So this is what this menu is about. Vehicle overview. So this gives us information about our current lineup of vehicles. So we'll have a look at those shortly. Finances. This is a breakdown of our profit and loss and income and costs. So you can see there we've got expenses, income, our balance, and any loans that we have. So if you want to take a loan out, you can just press square. Okay, so recommended that you don't take any loans out initially. Okay, and if you want to repay it, you just press triangle. So now we're back to zero. Okay, but we'll talk about loans in a different video. Animals is the next menu. We don't have any animals yet, but we will get some of those pretty soon. Contracts. So contracts is where we're going to focus a fair bit of time initially, just to get some money. So we'll leave that for the moment. Production chains. So production chains are currently empty, but that's something we will build out over time. Your statistics. This just tells you how much you've played, how much you've cultivated, farmed, what your usages have been, and all that sort of thing. So next one down, game settings. So this is where we want to make some initial changes. So save game, you can give it whatever name you like. Auto save interval you can leave on 15 minutes or set it to whatever you like. I just prefer to leave it on 15. That sort of suits me. Timescale. So what we want to do is we want to turn our timescale to real time. And I'll explain why that is a little bit later on. But just have a little bit of faith in me as your farming trainer, if you will, and I'll explain why we're doing what we're doing sort of as we go through. Economic difficulty, we want to leave that on easy. Traffic, we're going to leave on for the moment, but you can turn that off at any stage and you can turn it back on. So all these settings are adjustable at any time. So as you get more confident with the game and more familiar, you can start to tailor the settings to suit your playstyle. Okay, next one, seasonal growth. We want to turn that to no. Days per month we want to leave to 1 day. The reason why seasonal growth is being turned off is because we want to be able to plant and harvest our crops whenever we want, not when the crop calendar dictates. Okay, so it's all about making the game a little bit easier to begin with, and then seasonal growth can be turned on later if you desire. Fixed visual month. So what we're going to do is change this to July, which is the middle of summer. Okay, so the reason why we're choosing the middle of summer is just because it gives us the best, clearest visual at the moment, but we can change that at any time also, so we can scroll through every month. And you do have to pick 1 month, so I just prefer to play in summer because it tends to give you the best lighting. Snow, we're going to turn that off. Crop destruction, we're going to turn that off. Periodic ploughing, we're going to turn that off. Field stone, we're going to turn that off. Lime required, we're going to turn that off. Weeds, we're going to turn that off. Now the reason why I'm turning all of these things off is just to make that the game a little bit easier initially, right? Make it a bit more accessible for you as a new player, and then I'll explain what each one of those things is as we get a little bit more advanced, and then you can choose to play with these settings on or off based on your play style. Okay, so if you're looking for more of a hardcore simulation, you would probably have everything on, But if you're looking just for an easy onboarding to the game, it's recommended that you turn all these off. Well, at least I recommend you turn these off initially, just to get you started. Okay, vehicle controls, we're just going to leave that as normal. Automatic engine start, leave on. Stop go braking, leave on. Trailer fill limit, we are going to leave that off for now. Fuel usage low. AI worker sections, we're going to leave them to all set to buy. And then we're going to hit save. So you don't have to hit save, but it'll automatically record those settings. Okay, general settings. So we want to have help window on. Colorblind mode, you can toggle that on or off, so that just changes your map colors. Interactive zone markers, we want to leave that on. Info trigger on, field info on. You can change the money unit to pound, dollar, euro, whatever you like. It's essentially all the same. Measuring unit, up to you what you want to pick. Temperature unit, same deal. Now you can choose to play with the radio on and off. I've got the radio off because of obviously recording a video. We don't want the radio interfering with the audio, and also causing issues for the YouTube videos, etc. But you can leave that on or off. That's up to you, and the settings of how that works. Reset vehicle camera off, indoor camera suspension on, dynamic vehicle. So I'll just leave these all as is. Sensitivity is all the same. And that's it. So that's all our settings taken care of. So basically that's it for now. So this is the first video done and dusted. Knocked over the tutorial. We've set up the initial settings for the game, and then when we get back into the next episode, we will start covering off what we need to do to get our farm underway. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.